Chapter 200, Loot. I pretend to bring in a melee, and I abduct a robot and withdraw quickly. If it's a melee, they will stop shooting because they are afraid of friendly fire, but such thing is only when the opponent was a living flesh human. If it's the opponent is the emotionless opponent, it will shoot me together with its allies without hesitation. Moreover, even though I receive a large damage just by one shot, it's only to the extent that the robot's armor scratched a little. I'm at a disadvantage to die honorably with a suicide attack. I made the newly abducted robot as the shield, and I observed the robots in order to destroy the present condition desperately. To be exact, it's the analysis of the magic set in the robots, the countermeasure for the magic obstruction that's tormenting me. The robot army acts calmly in the magic obstruction. They have the defense ability to the extent that it's impossible, and it's clear the magic is used. The answer is because the magic to neutralize the magic obstruction is built into the robots, the magic that obstructs the magic obstruction further. I analyze it, and intend to defeat the present condition by imitating it. Because it's considerably complicated construction, and it's concealed skillfully, it takes considerable time for the analysis. But if the analysis is complete, I should be able to reverse the formation at once. I devote myself to evasion and advance the analysis at the same time. Even if I use the super thought acceleration, I can't evade the bullets by seeing it. I look at the robot's movement, predict the trajectory of the fired bullet. I must evade it from the trajectory beforehand. I won't make it if I avoid it after it was fired. If there's only one opponent, I have composure, but it doesn't mean that my processing power can't make it in time. In the first place, the bullets fill up the space to the extent that there's no space to avoid. But still, I move around everywhere toying the robots in order to minimize the damage. I turn my brain fully after a long time. Evasion and analysis. Thanks to that, my head seems to explode. My head seriously exploded. Ew, shoot! The human head is taken away beautifully. Fool! That's also the main body. Oh, bad. The human brain can't be used, and the processing speed drops sharply. In this environment that I can't expect the recovery, it was a serious wound that's not strange to die normally. Well, I have the patience and immortality. Even the magic obstruction was not able to stop these two skills. As expected are the skills of the broken ability. Despite that the magic obstruction set up around this place is an advanced thing that can even reduce my ability remarkably, I can activate the broken skills without a problem at all. As long as the body maintains the model, there's no difficulty in actions. Because the human head is crushed, if even the spider is destroyed, it might be a little dangerous. I can't afford to take these things easy anymore. Because I can't use the human brain, the evasion has become sloppy. The right arm that was half torn is blown off. The several feet were taken away too. The bullet grazed the body of both human and spider. As expected, this is already bad. When it becomes such step, the analysis is completed at last. I deploy the imitated magic based on the analysis result extemporaneously. To see through the opponent's magic formula while fighting in a short time, I'm a genius. The effect was outstanding. As expected of a magic made extemporaneously, I'm gonna have to look what that is later. The power is longer than the genuine one built in the robots, but at least it made my status recover to some extent. From there, it was comparatively one-sided. The bullet that scrapes off my flesh just by grazing it until then didn't become a fatal wound even if it hits me directly. Although it doesn't mean that there's no damage at all, it's to the extent that I don't need to make the robot as the shield. The recovery of the wound also began gradually. After all, although I was not able to use magic, I was able to knock down the robots. I hit it, cut it with sickle and threw it away. Like that, I annihilated the robot army. Although I was prepared for the revival, I managed it. The robots are annihilated, and I cancelled the magic obstruction that was set in this facility. I only destroyed the machine that generated the magic obstruction, though. Immediately after that, my damaged body starts recovering. The human head that was blown off is cured as before, and the right arm grows too. It was tiresome. But I did it. After this, it's fun time. Like that, I checked all over the facility. The robot that repairs the robot. The air cleaning system function maintenance. And so on. And in the deepest part of the facility, I discovered that which I searched for, a huge machine. The energy in there was an extraordinary size. Despite that, the energy increases whenever time passes. MA Energy Generator. That machine is the main source that produced the greatest taboo, the thing that the existence itself can't be allowed that leads the world to collapse. I never thought that it was still running. I destroy the device, and recover the ball of palm size that saves the energy called the core. With this, the device can't collect energy anymore, but the energy that has been saved so far is concentrated in this core. I put the core in space storage for a moment. I retraced the way where I came while destroying the facility, and I returned to the place where the ruins of the robot army piled up, and I began dismantling the robots. The aim is the core built into the robots. Although the capacity is smaller than the core that's the MA Energy Generator, the core should have been built into these robots. The core of the aim was in the body. and I recovered the core from each body. I put the recovered cores on the floor. Among these, there were the ones that got damaged in the combat and the energy came out, but still, I've collected a considerable number of cores. When I add the energy of all the cores, it becomes outrageous. If it converts into simple fracture energy, the whole area will blow off. It should become the energy that can cause a natural disaster lightly, the energy that the ancients of this world create in order to satisfy their own desire, the energy that can be said as the vitality of this star. It's this. This! I broke through the disadvantageous situation by force just for this. I have the right to secure this as a loot. If Giri is here, he will absolutely take it away. Well, it's impossible to leave such dangerous materials, right? But that Giri is not here. Chance to be able to defeat the robot army was low, and there was a possibility that Giri will interfere in the middle of fighting. That's why I thought that it was a godsend to obtain it, but for this to go so well, thank you, God! D, it's not you, okay? If all these energies unify with me, I can expect a considerable level up. The taboo knowledge included in the method to absorb this energy. Although it's a suicidal act to absorb all these energies if it's a human, I should be able to endure it. If it went well, I might surpass the Demon King with this. Thus, I apply magic to the collected cores. The core and me unites magically, and the energy that dwelled in the core is poured into me. There's not much changes. Strange. I absorb the energy of all the cores while thinking so. Huh? Strange. Although I thought that there was a level or whatever change if I absorbed the core, there's nothing. Did I fail? No. The magic formula should have been perfect. In fact, the energy of the core is empty. It should be certain that it was transferred to me. When I had begun to learn in patience slightly, it happened suddenly. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Divinity Area Expansion level 9 has become Divinity Area Expansion level 10. Conditions met. Hypothesis start. The shock to the extent that it's unendurable overflows from my inside, and I let go of my consciousness easily. Apotheosis, huh. That's something to do with, the only thing that's reminding me of is apothecary, which I think is something to do with religion. I don't know. I got 2 words to look up. I probably won't do it. Somebody will tell me. If nobody tells me, it doesn't matter.